Have you ever wondered what the dark web is? Well, let me tell you. The dark web is a mysterious part of the internet that is hidden from the usual search engines you and I use daily. It's like an uncharted territory in the vast expanse of the online world. The dark web is a place where anonymity is the rule of the game. This means that people can browse, communicate, and conduct activities without leaving a trace of who they are or where they are located. However, this high level of secrecy also makes the dark web a hub for a myriad of illegal activities. From black market trading to cybercrime, the dark web has earned a notorious reputation. But it's not all dark and gloomy. Some people use it to circumvent censorship or maintain privacy from prying eyes. So the dark web is essentially a hidden part of the internet where people can operate anonymously. But did you know, the internet is divided into 3 parts? Yes, indeed. The open web, deep web, and dark web. Let's break it down. The open web is what we use daily. It's accessible to anyone with an internet connection, and it's indexed by search engines like Google. It includes websites like Wikipedia, YouTube, and your email service. Then comes the deep web. Now, this isn't as ominous as it sounds. It's simply parts of the internet not indexed by search engines. Think private databases, bank accounts, and your personal email inbox. You need specific credentials to access these. Now, the dark web is where things get interesting. It's a small portion of the deep web, intentionally hidden and accessible only through special software like Tor. It's here where anonymity is prized, and while it can be a platform for illicit activities, it also provides a safe space for whistleblowers and activists. So while we surf the open web daily, the deep web and dark web remain largely hidden from view. Ever wondered how the dark web came into existence? Well, let's dive back into history. The dark web, as we know it today, was born out of a military project. In the late 1960s, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, or ARPANET, was developed by the United States Department of Defense. This was essentially the first version of the internet, a network connecting universities and research centers. Fast forward a few decades to the mid-90s, and we see the arrival of something called Tor, or the onion router. Tor was developed by the U.S. Navy for the purpose of protecting U.S. intelligence communications online. It was designed to prevent anyone from tracking the source or destination of data packets, thus ensuring anonymity. However, in 2004, Tor was released to the public, and this is when the dark web began to take shape. With the public release of Tor, ordinary internet users were given the ability to browse the web anonymously. This privacy feature attracted all sorts of users, from those simply concerned about their privacy to others with more nefarious intentions. As more and more people began to use Tor, hidden services started to appear. These are websites that can only be accessed through Tor, and this hidden part of the internet is what we now call the dark web. Over the years, the dark web has evolved and grown. From its initial use by the military and intelligence agencies to its adoption by privacy-conscious citizens, and unfortunately by criminals as well, the dark web has become a vast, complex, and somewhat controversial part of the internet. Despite its reputation, the dark web isn't just a hub for illegal activities. It's also a space for journalists, activists, and individuals living under oppressive regimes to communicate safely and securely. The dark web, hence, has a rich and somewhat controversial history. What are the tools that make the dark web function? To answer that, let's dive into the world of the dark web's technology. The primary tool that fuels the dark web is Tor, or the onion router. It's a free and open-source software that allows anonymity by bouncing your communications around a distributed network of servers worldwide. It's like a cloak of digital invisibility, making it nearly impossible for anyone to track your online activities. Then there's Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency, providing a secure and anonymous way to carry out transactions. It's the preferred currency of the dark web due to its decentralized nature and the privacy it affords users. Other tools include PGP, or Pretty Good Privacy, an encryption program providing cryptographic privacy and authentication, and Tails, an operating system that preserves privacy and anonymity. These tools enable the dark web's operations, but they also contribute to its reputation as a hub for illicit activities. How does one access this hidden part of the internet? Well, it's not as simple as typing in a URL in your Chrome browser or firing up Safari. Accessing the dark web requires the use of a specific browser, the most common one being Tor, or the onion router. The name onion router comes from the method it uses to protect your data, wrapping it in layers of encryption, much like the layers of an onion. When you use Tor, your online activity is sent through a series of volunteer-operated servers around the world, effectively masking your identity and location. Now, it's important to remember, once you've downloaded Tor, you can't just use it like a regular browser. The websites on the dark web use a special kind of URL, often ending in .onion, and they aren't indexed by traditional search engines. So there you have it. Accessing the dark web isn't as straightforward as clicking on a Google link. What precautions should one take while surfing the dark web? That's a great question, and it's crucial to know the answer before you delve into the depths of the dark web. Your safety should always be your top priority. Firstly, using a virtual private network, or VPN, is a must. This tool masks your IP address, making it difficult for anyone to track your online activities. Next, ensure you're using a secure browser. Tor is the most common choice for dark web navigation. It's designed to provide anonymity by bouncing your connection around a distributed network of servers worldwide. Avoid downloading files from the dark web, as they can carry malicious software. Also, don't click on links without knowing where they lead. And finally, keep your personal information to yourself. The less you share, the safer you'll be. Let's not forget, while the dark web can be a fascinating place to explore, it's also a hub for illegal activities. Remember, safety first when venturing into the dark web. What dangers lurk in the dark web's shadows? Now we've arrived at a critical point in our journey: the threats that lie within the dark web. It's like stepping into a labyrinth where every turn could lead to a potential pitfall. One of the most common threats is malware. The dark web is a breeding ground for malicious software that can infect your computer or network, steal your data, or even control your device without your knowledge. It's like a digital parasite that invades your privacy and feeds off your sensitive information, causing damage that might be irreparable. Then there's the illegal activities. The dark web can be a marketplace for all sorts of illicit goods and services, from drugs to firearms, counterfeit money to stolen credit card information. It's a virtual black market where anonymity breeds a culture of impunity and lawlessness. But perhaps the most significant threat is to your privacy. On the dark web, your personal information is a valuable commodity. Cybercriminals may target you for identity theft, or even worse, they could exploit your data for extortion or blackmail. Imagine waking up one day to find that your most intimate secrets are no longer secret, splashed across the darkest corners of the internet for all to see. Even institutions aren't safe. Governments, corporations, hospitals, they're all potential targets for cyber attacks that can result in significant data breaches, causing untold harm to countless individuals. What's more, there's the psychological toll. The dark web can be a haven for disturbing content that's not for the faint of heart. From violent imagery to extreme ideologies, it's a place where the darker side of human nature can find an outlet. In short, the dark web is a digital Wild West, where danger lurks around every corner. It's a place where the rules of the regular internet don't apply, and the stakes can be incredibly high. The dark web is indeed a risky place, where every click could lead to potential danger. So, as you venture into its depths, remember to tread carefully, for the shadows hold threats that are best left unencountered. So, is it illegal to browse the dark web, you might be wondering? Well, the answer might surprise you. The dark web, as a platform, isn't inherently illegal. It's a part of the internet that isn't indexed by search engines and requires special software to access, like Tor or I2P. It was initially created to allow for private, unrestricted communication, and it's still used for that purpose today. However, it's important to understand that while the dark web itself isn't illegal, many activities conducted on it are. It's often a hub for cybercrime, illegal trade, and other illicit activities. In fact, law enforcement agencies worldwide keep a close eye on dark web activities in their efforts to combat cybercrime. So, while browsing the dark web isn't against the law, participating in illegal activities is. It's a bit like walking through a bad neighborhood. The act of walking isn't illegal, but if you participate in criminal activities, you're breaking the law. While the dark web itself isn't illegal, it's often a gateway to illicit activities.